this may be a problem. You need... What are you doing? You need to be ready to torpedo the crap out of this guy as soon as he... Oh dear. Oh shit. Not good. Not good. Oh god. Team help. I am so screwed. Oh, here he comes. Come on, blaze of glory, blaze of glory. Oh dear. Oh god, he's looking this way. Fuck. Yes, go! Torpedoes, go! Ah! I can't believe my life. Is this it? I'm alive! 3 Citadel, come on! Yes! What? How did I get the kill for that? Oh my god! I'm only on 2,000 health! Good afternoon, you wee bastards, and welcome back, after quite a long break, to World of Warships with Koala. This one should be fun. I've been a bit of a busy boy in World of Warships. Well, given that I've also been playing some other games at the same time. After my video on USS Dallas last month, I unlocked and bought the Tier 7 Helena. I recently unlocked the Shiratsu U, though I haven't actually played it yet. I'm just about to unlock the Colorado and the York, and this was my first ever match in this, the New Orleans class heavy cruiser. This wasn't a particularly remarkable match, by the way, and it's not the main one I want to show you for today. Although that was a very nice Citadel shot on the Nuevo de Julio over there. That's the USS Brooklyn, loaned to the Argentine Navy. Now he would have been my first kill in this ship actually, if he hadn't slammed on the brakes just as I fired. That did save him from being Citadel to death by me, we just caught him in the bow, but he's just going to be killed immediately afterwards by the Leon behind me, so thanks for playing, I suppose. Oh well. Player 2's just entered the battle in USS Omaha. Why are Omaha captains so suicidal with their ships? But for a first ever game in a Tier 7 ship, remember I'm also going through retraining the captain I transferred over from the Pensacola this game, and I only have the stock hull. Yeah, I thought it was alright. Oh god, Omaha, what are you doing? You see what I mean about suicidal Omaha captains? It never gets old. I pray at night for those big juicy Omaha broadsides. That kill though has just made me public enemy number 1, and there are 3 ships shooting at me from the other side of this channel. Yeah, we were thrown right into the action this game. Although I did start the footage partway through the battle, as you can see we've already shot down several aircraft, and I even had a non-damaging high explosive hit from a Gneisenau that disabled my rudder earlier on. Yeah, work that one out. But that kill on the Omaha has now cost us, well, most of our health. Unfortunately, there were no friendly destroyers in the channel putting up smoke screens, which is what normally happens on this map. They all rush in there thinking they can outflank the entire enemy team and get some easy torpedo kills and then shit their pants when the enemy destroyers unsurprisingly had the exact same idea. So whether that amount of HP down this early on in the match for an easy kill on a bottom tier light cruiser, as well as in the Nuevo de Julio, was really worth the trade? Okay, no it wasn't. It was a bad move on my part and there's no two ways about that, but sue me, it was my first game. I just wanted my captain retrained and enough XP to pick up the second hull modification, which I should have just done. But that's not all the fun we're going to have this game. Now there's playing aggressively in a battleship, and then there's doing this. That right there, less than 5.5 kilometers away, is the enemy Gneisenau, who took out my rudder steering earlier on in the match. And he's thrown caution to the wind, rushed down the channel, pretending to be a destroyer, although in his defense he is equipped with torpedoes on that ship, so I know it can get very confusing. But there are a lot of friendly ships down here waiting for him. Including us, and I don't even know if he knew I was here at this point. His turrets are facing the complete wrong direction if he did. He can one-shot kill me, and it's not like he's using his rear turrets anyway, not to mention my last known location would have been coming right down here into this side of the map. And of course, being a German battleship, even though we're firing directly into his broadside at about 3 kilometers distance, no citadels for you. Missed shot with the torpedoes there. I'm not sure if he thought I was still reversing, or if he was trying to hit the Graf Spee behind me. I'm not sure what it is with these German battleships. That was 2 good penetrating hits right into the broadside, right down at the waterline at this close of a range, and we still couldn't find the Citadel. I mean, how much Citadel armor does he have? Anyway, surprising as it may be, we just escaped that situation alive, and we're gonna make it to the end of this match. But, having said that, it really wasn't that eventful, so let's just skip ahead to today's main event. Now, I like this thing. I never enjoyed the Pensacola. Actually, I hated the Pensacola. For a so-called armoured cruiser, the Pensacola has about the armour of a destroyer, much like the Tier 5 Omaha. Hold on a minute, Koala, I thought you liked the Omaha. Well, yes, I do. It is made of citadels, and so is the Pensacola. But the Omaha has the benefit of a high rate of fire and high arcing 6-inch guns. It's a light cruiser, you know what you're meant to do. You park up behind an island, and you set as many fires as you possibly can. The Pensacola, on the other hand, is armed with 8-inch guns, 10 of them in 4 turrets. Now that does mean that technically the Pensacola can get more guns pointing towards a target at any one time than the Omaha can. But, well, the trajectory of those 8-inch shells is a lot flatter, meaning you can't sit behind islands and fire over them while remaining undetected quite so easily. They're also just not very accurate on the Pensacola. Now the stat card in-game will tell you that the Pensacola actually has less maximum shell dispersion than the New Orleans by 3 meters. But I haven't seen that. I'm not sure if it's a difference in horizontal versus vertical dispersion between the two, whether it's the average rather than the maximum dispersion that's better on the Tier 7 ship, or whether I just got better at aiming. Nonetheless, I personally have found that I hit a lot more reliably with the New Orleans than with the Pensacola. Now that was a very poor error of judgment on my part, sitting broadside trying to get shots down the channel at the Nürnberg, who I missed because he slammed on the brakes, and the Ismail here, who we are going to get a half-decent salvo on. And I ended up taking 2 torpedo hits from a dead jam way that we played a direct-handing killing about 30 seconds ago. Please feel free to go and gouge out your eyes, because yes, that did just happen. Nice one there, Koala. The tears are real. Anyway, back to the discussion of the New Orleans versus the Pensacola. Well, it's a lot better at close quarters, a lot more reactionary, because it doesn't suffer so much from that glacial turret slewing rate and rudder shift time, infamous I'm sure to all captains of the Pensacola. It's no Ruin nor Hindenburg, of course, but for me it is at the very least a substantial step up, and it's not the only one in that regard, which we will cover in a moment. I have no idea what those shells were aimed at. I guess that was a complete blind fire. If so, it was actually quite close. Now there's also the fact that the New Orleans only has 1 rear turret with 3 8-inch guns, rather than the Pensacola's 2 turret configuration with 5 guns total. Isn't that a bad thing? You have 1 less gun overall on this ship. Well, yes and no. I made a special point of referencing this in my video on the Tier 5 Omaha, but when you've got so much of your potential firepower right up at the front facing forward over the bow, there's really no reason to ever go broadside, meaning you give enemy ships shooting at you a lot less to shoot at, and reduce the risk of taking a cruiser's favourite food, citadels. Speaking of citadels, where the hell were they on that Nürnberg? That really should have been a kill for us. Instead, we just got 5 over-penetrations on the broadside of a light cruiser for less than 2,500 damage. RNGesus giveth, and RNGesus can taketh away. The main thing I didn't like about the Pensacola is its citadel. It is massive and very poorly armoured. Now, while the New Orleans herself doesn't actually have better armour than the Pensacola for the most part, 19mm on the belt, 16mm up front, and 13mm on the superstructure, which is barely even worth mentioning, that's all the same. Where you do get a lot more armour on the New Orleans, however, almost double the thickness, is around the citadel, which is also much, much smaller. Now, that in and of itself results in a massive increase in survivability of this ship over its previous counterparts, and that's good for me, because I do like to play a wee bit too aggressively in my heavy cruisers. I've seen the Budioni here with his back towards me, angling against other ships, and thought, dinner! I made a beeline straight towards him. There are citadels that need eating. You don't want to let them sit around, they'll go off. Unfortunately though, our first shot did hit the island, and that guy's going to manage to get away before I'm able to fire off a second salvo. Although that may be a blessing in disguise. Having not fired, we were able to go undetected here, and that's very good, because there are currently 3 battleships: the Nagato due north behind this island, the Ismail looking further back behind the island the Budyoni just retreated behind, and the Mutsu, who's further off to the west. All of those ships do currently have other targets drawing their attention, but, well, a less than half health cruiser is a pretty juicy target, and any of those 3 could, if I'm not careful, one-shot kill me. The Nagato currently though does have some trouble to deal with on his other side. He's got 2 tier 5 cruisers, the Königsberg and the Omaha, who are both trying to torpedo him, although the Ismail did just take out the Königsberg, and I don't believe he was actually able to land a hit. Nonetheless, we've loaded up the high explosive. I've learned from my experiences with the Gneisenau, shooting at the broadsides of German battleships isn't quite as reliable as you'd think it should be with 8-inch shells. And the friendly Anshan in front of us has just set a smoke screen that we can fire from within. However, given that the Budyoni is now so close, we're not actually going to be able to fire and stay undetected. So he does definitely need to die. The Anshan's torpedoes are looking quite on target for the Nagato. We've reloaded the armor piercing, 6 seconds left. Those citadels are not getting away from us again. Those are the Anshan's rounds. And there goes the Budyoni. Now we should be able to go undetected, however we have unfortunately moved out of the smoke screen. Possibly I could have remained in it even though I was detected, counted on killing the Budyoni and been able to finish off the Nagato. But that's going to be our last hit on him. We were lucky to not get deleted by his final hit on us. And it's the Anshan who gets the kill with flooding from the torpedo hit. But we have some more pressing matters to deal with. Remember I said there were 3 battleships earlier? One of them's an Ismail. Now, the Russian battleships are... they're not hilariously broken at all, are they? I did ping the map, just letting the Anshan know that he's there, hoping to God that his torpedoes have reloaded, or that he's got at least 1 launcher ready to fire. Because when this Ismail comes round the corner, I am going to get deleted. And... no, what are you doing, Anshan? Don't use me as a human shield. That's no good. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh shit. Okay. Reverse. This is going to be worth watching. I'm keeping an eye on that bit of the island that juts out there. I should be able to fire at the Ismail as he rounds the point, and then retreat without giving him a significant angle to fire at. But even though we're not currently detected, the Ismail, clearly aware of how little health I'm on at this point, is flooring it round the island, and we are going to take a beating before it goes down. Now, I'm not counting on surviving this at this point. We've got 2 citadels with our first salvo. We are going to get a second. That should deflect a significant amount of damage from the Ismail there. That's now 5 citadels and... wait, hang on. We burned him to death before the Anshan's torpedoes landed. Yeah, that was our secondaries. 30,000 damage and the Close Quarters Expert Award from a New Orleans against an Ismail in 20 seconds. You don't see that every day. However, I did be sure to thank the Anshan for at least attempting to help there, and boy, was I sweating bullets at this point. Treasure life, kids. It doesn't last forever. Now, with that rather unbelievable kill, and the enemy Mutsu that was sunk just before, all surviving enemy teammates are now clustered up over in the northwest corner of the map, miles away from me, no threat. Right? Well, don't worry, I wouldn't make you watch a boring video. A player 4 is just about to enter the battle. Now, I'm currently heading over to the pass in the 3 column of the map over to the west to try and catch the remaining enemy teammates in a crossfire they won't be ready to deal with. The Anshan is going to either attempt to cap out or head around the back and, as Jingles would say, engage them in some surprise butt sex. Yet raise your hands if you thought it was going to be that simple.
Hello there.
Shit. The enemy Fiji hadn't been detected for several minutes, and he's actually doubled back, probably attempting to defend his allies from exactly what myself and the Minakaze are currently attempting to do, flank through the middle of the map. Well, that means brown alert time for the Anshan. Now, I did say Wilco that we would be ready to help him out, especially after he risked his own life to stick around and rescue me from the Ismail. But surprisingly enough, he pinged my position on the map and said no. Guess what? This is actually a legitimate case of some random team play and selfless behaviour in an online game. The Anshan is trying to tell me, don't get yourself killed. I'm already screwed, save yourself. He's frantically telling me to get back, you don't have a chance, you'll just die for nothing. So, many thanks to him for trying, but sorry not sorry Anshan, no man left behind. But don't worry, I've got a plan. Now that Anshan is dead, unfortunately, by the way, but I'm now in a position to be a real nuisance to this Fiji when he comes around and help to avenge him. If he sails out in front of me, I've got 6 8-inch guns ready to delete him. There's no way I won't, not at that sort of range. And if he comes around the other side of the island behind me, well, watch this. The Fiji caught the Anshan with his hydro, took him out easily. And he's on full health. The Anshan never hit him once. Hungry for blood, and with a heavy cruiser on only 1200 health detected just a mile away, the Fiji barrels round. But he's not going to be stupid about this. He's the only enemy player left alive who's managed to successfully sink anything, and he knows to angle so he doesn't ruin his chances by taking unnecessary citadels. So the second he's rounded the island enough to get his guns on target, he starts angling against me. But that also means he doesn't have a wide angle to fire at me, and I'm nicely angled against him. And I have the island here, so all his shells are either bouncing harmlessly off my side, or hitting the island instead. Now of course that shot just overpenetrated, though I'm not sure how it's even possible we did a citadel in there. But hold on. He swung his turrets around and stopped firing at me. The absolute mad lad in the Minakaze has sacrificed what could probably have been 2 easy kills over to the west to flank all the way north around the islands, and is now within slapping distance of the Fiji as he chases me around the back of this island. And there he goes. Sorry, sunshine. Try again next time. Holy shit. I'll stop playing for the day after this battle, by the way. That's it for me. Can't beat that. That's enough for one day. Time to go out and buy a lottery ticket, because, wow, that was a close one. Either way, that's definitely enough dicing with death for this battle. I think we're going to spend the remainder of this match hiding out in the enemy camp and ensuring the win, rather than being greedy and risking our life a 4th time. This ship is a lot of fun, or perhaps it just suits my playstyle. But even though it wasn't expressly down to the New Orleans itself, more sheer dumb luck, but after the experiences of these first 2 battles I ever played, this heavy cruiser is now my favourite ship in the game. And on that bombshell, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe and hit that bell icon, join the 360 squad. And if you lads have some good World of Warships replays in any ship you'd like me to feature on the channel, please send them to my email down below, or ping me in the World of Warships channel on my Discord. Come follow me on Twitter and Twitch, and remember to check out Patreon or hit the join button here on YouTube if you'd like to support the channel further. Thank you lads all so much for watching, have a lovely good day, and always remember, keep your bagpipes in one hand, the whiskey in the other, keep your kilt on, and I'll see you in the next one. I say a wee thank you to these lads for supporting me on Patreon. Captain Fubar, D8261, Gisli Gadarson, and Dark Recon. You lads are bra. If you wish to join them, come check out the link in the description below.